This is going to be a quick tutorial on how to make a table runner, holiday, seasonal, whatever material you want to use, quickly. Out of 1 yard of material, you want to cut a 12-inch strip. I mark the back of my material so that even though it's washable marker, it's not on the front. So I mark 12 inches all along. You should be able to get 3 table runners out of 1 yard, and then you'll need 1.5 yards of the other material, which you'll see shortly that I used. I use my ruler just to make sure my lines are straight when I cut with my rotary cutter. Cut along the material. Just keep pulling it down. I do have my cutting mat underneath of there. Keep lining it up as we go. The blue marker line. Okay, so you have your 12-inch piece. Which will be the top of your runner. So pick whatever material you like. It's a little busier on that side. And then I got this, as you can see, it does have some shamrocks on it. I'm doing a St. Patrick's Day one for you. And I got 1.5 yards of this because I can get 3 table runners out of 1.5 yards of your back fabric and 1 yard of your main fabric. So on this one you need to measure 18 inches in on your back fabric, which my ruler is 18 inches long, so I'm just going to make my lines. Again, on the back of the material. And I'll cut that with my rotary cutter. But if you only want to make one, you just need 1/2 yard for your back fabric and 1/3 yard for your main fabric. If you want to draw your line the whole way up with your pen, you can, and just use that, but I use my ruler, just saves on my pen a little bit. My rotary cutter's missing a little here, so. Alright. So what I have now get my sewing machine out. I already have my green thread ready here. And my bobbin is also the same color green. You could use white, I suppose, or whatever color. So you're going to put the front facing of both your materials together. And I don't pin. If you feel like you need to pin stuff, you can pin it. I just hold it. So what you're going to do is sew your two pieces together. I have about a 1/2 inch seam allowance there. I just hold my material to go together as I go. Quick and easy. So all the way along. Just make sure your material are facing, so you're sewing on the back side of your material. You should be able to get this table runner done in about 15 minutes. I mean, if you have to change your thread and stuff, it might take a few minutes longer. I have my tension set on 5 and my width of my thread also set on 5. Just in case you want to double check on that. Okay, and you need to do the same exact thing on the opposite side. So all the way along, you're making like a tube out of your material. I reverse at the beginning and end just to keep it a little more secure. My iron. Just plug it in. You want to have your iron plugged in. That's going to be the next step. Thanks. First couple times, like I said, you might want to pin it just if you, but it is a pretty forgiving pattern if you're not right on. You'll see when I iron it, you won't even notice. So, as you can see here, one of my materials when I bought was a little longer on the, so I just cut that off. Just gonna cut this little extra off two different brands of material, obviously, which caused this to, one is a little longer on this bolt. So you have yourself a tube. You're going to turn it right side out. All the way out. It's going to look like this, where you see the wider 18-inch materials on the bottom. Kind of, you can eye it up, make sure they're at level. My table has a felt thing underneath of it, so I don't need an ironing board here. And you just iron it flat. If you start from the center and kind of push out, it flattens the whole thing. Okay, so I have it ironed flat. Now you want to take the back side up and fold your table runner in half. I'm just going to cut this extra thread off here so it's not in the way. Long ways. So fold it in half long ways. And now you're going to sew each end together. So here we're going to sew this end together. Again, I just use my presser foot width. Do the same thing with this end. All right, cut your extra thread off here. Now we're going to iron this again. You're going to lay it on the table. Can you see the one end here? Here we go. You'll push your sewed thing in so it makes a triangle. Do that on both ends. There's my son playing his game. So you did it on both ends, made it into a triangle, and then you want to iron that down. Both ends down. And then you want to find some coordinating buttons, and you'll have to hand sew your buttons on. I found these felt shamrock. So you're going to sew your button on each end. Shorten it up so you can see just to hold the whole material down. So you'll hand sew the two buttons on, and then your project is done. Simple as that. 15-minute table runner. This is also one that I've done for Valentine's Day. Same idea. Little red heart buttons here. You can do them for any holiday. They make very cute table runners.